Hi, this is Lee. I'm here today because Blogger has had a few updates recently, and I thought it might be a good time to make a new video on how to use Blogger as an eportfolio. I use Blogger myself because it is a really easy way to kind of keep a diary of things as I feel the importance of different occurrences in my professional life. I jot them down in Blogger, and it is very easy to label my posts with either standards from the teaching profession or, in my case, facilitated dimensions, and a wonderful way to search for posts by using those labels. So let me show you how to navigate the new Blogger. So if you're starting from scratch, just write Blogger into the URL bar there, and you can see it's come up with Blogger. I can click on create a unique and beautiful blog. It's easy. So I'm going to sign in using a new email that's different from my normal ones. So the first page that I will get to after I've signed in, if I already don't have a Blogger account, is to write the title for the blog. So I have to think about what's this blog going to be about. So this might be record of professional life. Okay, so all of the posts in this blog are going to be about my professional life. So I'm going to call it a short address would be professional life record. All right, and you can see underneath there, this blog address is available. It's very faint, but it's the PL record. So next, my profile, I'm just going to call myself Lee H. Don't want to have anything more than that. Okay, so first up, I'd advise you to go to the settings of your blog. You need to just do this once. You can get rid of all of that yellow bit because that doesn't apply to us here in New Zealand. Here's the title. I can edit it if I want to at any particular time. I don't have any adult content. The privacy, it could be visible to search engines if I wanted, but I probably don't want anyone to be searching for it. You can see the blog address there, and that will remain the same from this point on. I can invite someone else to write posts in my blog, or I can ask other people to read it. So by default, you can see that it's set on public, and I don't want that. I want it to be just custom readers. So I'm going to save that. I can invite readers to come in. So my appraiser, for instance, I might want them to come in, and I would just write their email address there, and they would have to respond by accepting the invitation. Comment location, it's embedded. Who can comment? What I'm going to do is change that by clicking on it and just change it to anyone. Now, obviously, not anyone will be able to comment because I have made it very private. But when it comes to inviting somebody else into your blog, you want to make it as accessible as possible for them. So save that. Comment moderation, always make sure that you have that on always. So any comment that people make will come to you. You can read it and you can decide whether you want to publish it or not, because it is your blog, and so you need to have control of it. Email moderation requests too, so you just pop your email address in there. See the reader comment capture. This is just the little thing that says, are you a human, or asks you to identify certain parts of some images. Always turn that off because it's just another barrier that somebody commenting doesn't really need. You should change your format, your time zone, right down the bottom, near the bottom. You should find New Zealand time. There it is. Tick it and save it. And that's pretty much about it if you're just starting off for settings. Okay, so the settings are all saved now by default. You don't have to press anything different. I can change the theme. And so, for example, It's suggesting this Contempo light. So I'll click on that. I can customize it. So I might like to change the colours of it. I tend to go for the simple one or the picture window one because I'm familiar with it and it's easy for me to read. So the background colours, I like the colours that are sort of more bright. I quite like those colours, so I'm clicking on that. I can of course have a different image up the top, so I could choose my own image or I could choose any one of these. Because I like those particular colours, I might go with that one. Done. Advanced is where you can change all your different fonts and your backgrounds and your link colours and so on. So you would just, if you wanted your links at the moment, they show up as red and are red when they're visited, but you could change that. You could say, okay, once I've visited them, I want them to change to yellow, and when I hover over them, maybe I want them to go green. It just makes them stand out a little bit more. Gadgets, you can add gadgets like about me, pages, labels. I might decide I want to add a label. So when you look at labels, you can see that it's highlighting it down here, which means that on this particular theme, the labels will show up. If you want to configure it, you can click on there. And for instance, you might like to say teaching standards in there. I usually do it alphabetically and in a list, and I usually show the number of posts per label as well, so that if one of the teaching standards doesn't have many posts on it, I can think about, okay, how am I going to save some evidence that I do think about that teaching standard. So save that. And that's configured it, so the teaching standards label will turn up down there. Okay, so all of those settings that I've done, I'm going to apply them to the blog, and I'm going to go back to Blogger. So go to posts, and there are no posts. So you want to add a new post, so pretty obvious. You go down to the orange plus sign, and I'm going to just call this one first post. Always remember to put a title in, it'll make it a lot easier to find things later on. And I'm going to write, this is my example, and I can at this point insert images or videos. Maybe I'd like to upload a video from the computer or go to YouTube. Say I wrote something about the Treaty of Waitangi. I would add to that label standard 1 because it is about standard 1. So I'm going to create that as a new label. And from that point on, when I publish it, so if I come over here, right to the right, you can see the little arrow looking thing, which means to publish. If Blogger saves automatically, so it's greyed out, it's already saved. If I add a little bit, you can see that it's gone black, but once it's saved it will grey out, and if I want to save it I can click on it. Previewing it is via this button, and this little symbol here means to put it into HTML code. So if you're used to working in code, you can put the code in like that. So I'm going to publish it so you can see what it will look like after it's published. Remember, I've made this blog private, so it's not going to show up. So under posts now, you can see I have my first post there. If I want to, I can revert to the draft instead of having it published. I can apply labels to this post. So I've got the label, the one label is already there. I can delete it, or I can view and see what it looks like in my blog, and I'm going to do that. And there's my example with my label. So when I click on the standard, it will bring up all posts with standard 1 in it. Because I've only done one, there it is. This is what you see from the outside. If you want to go back in behind and add some more posts or whatever, you need to go down here to where it says Powered by Blogger, click on that, and that'll take you into the back of the blog. Remember, if you want to do another post, you click on the orange button. If you want to do anything with the old post, you can revert to the draft, so you can double click on it to edit it, you can view it, or you can put it in the bin. Basically all of these same settings down the side as before. And don't forget that the name of your blog is up here. If you want to view it from the front side, you can click on that bit. If you have other blogs or you want to create a new blog about a different topic, say for example you wanted to go on a travel trip, if you wanted to go on a trip and you wanted to record it, you could create a new blog, and away you go again, starting a new blog called Travel Blog, and you can access them all through this panel. Hope that helps you.